Hello, everyone. I'm Zhao Chuang. Today, let's draw the crest of Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus' cranial crest was a very interesting structure. When we draw its section, imagine we cut the crest in the middle, and look at its internal structure from the side. Its crest was a vocal organ, and Parasaurolophus was the only dinosaur that scientists could reconstruct its sound so far. If you make a model of the crest and blow air into it, it will make a trombone-like sound. So it was deduced that Parasaurolophus used its crest to make sounds and honk thanks to the sophisticated tube structure inside. Now let's draw its internal structure. We draw the internal structure of the crest instead of its surface, because it was an important feature of the crest of the Parasaurolophus, and it could reveal what a cranial crest really did. Let's start from the skull. First, we draw its eye sockets. The eyeballs of Parasaurolophus were roughly here, and now let's show the sclerotic ring of the eyeball, which was located above the orbit. Its eye sockets actually tilted forward. And there was a temporal foramen at the back of the head, which also tilted forward. We'll only draw a sketch. Then, the part in front of the eye. Below the eye was its jugal bone. Followed by the quadrate bone. Moving forward was the triangular maxilla full of tiny teeth. Draw the teeth at the mandible too. Next, we draw the dentary bone of the mandible. And complete the entire mandible. In front of the maxilla was its premaxilla. The premaxilla, an important feature of hadrosaurs, was duck-billed. The nostrils were here with large openings. The nostrils were probably here far forward when it was alive. Then we draw the beak in front of the mandible, and a hadrosaur profile is basically finished. Moving on to its crest. Its crest extended backward from the nasal bone, and functionally, was actually part of the nose. It protruded somewhere above the eyes and extended back. It didn't really stop at the back of the head. Let's complete the skull first. But it didn't end here. The whole outline of its skull ended at this position above the eyes. We can only draw the outline of the crest for now, like this. Next, we use another color to show the internal structure of the crest, so that it will give a clearer look. Imagine that the skull is cut from the front so that we can see a channel structure like this which is hollow. We go up along the nostrils to see a wider area, which was the nasal cavity. Further up above the eyes, the nasal cavity gradually became smaller and narrower, forming a thinner tube. Which went all the way back to the end. Then curved downward and forward. A long time ago, when people first discovered Parasaurolophus, they noticed that there was a hollow structure inside its crest, but the incomplete skulls found in the early days couldn't present its complete look, so people didn't know the tube bent forward at the end. Therefore, some hypotheses at the time believed that this crest was used for breathing, that is, Parasaurolophus stuck the end of the crest out of the water to breathe when its body was underwater, but now we know that this end was sealed, and could not be used for breathing. This tube extended forward and then went down into the oral cavity and the trachea. But there was an interesting structure at this section. It formed a vortex-shaped large air chamber, and at the end of the air chamber, it turned back, like a vortex or a snail shell. It formed a paperclip structure before this part went further down into the trachea and lungs. The unique structure here was very interesting. In recent years, scientists have proved through experiments that Parasaurolophus could indeed make sounds through the crest. The air it breathed in would vibrate violently inside, producing a trombone-like sound. Therefore, it was speculated that one function of Parasaurolophus' crest was to make sounds. Animal organs may have multiple roles. When Parasaurolophus was alive, its crest was covered with keratins, which generally had bright colors. It might be used for interspecies identification or display. It had many functions, but such an internal structure made this organ vocal. Good, like this, we've finished drawing the crest of Parasaurolophus.